Hi guys, in this tutorial we are going to see about concrete beam. So to do one, just go to concrete ribbon, select beam. You have three options: straight beam, poly beam and spiral beam. Just hover over the icon or press Ctrl plus F1 for help. Now let us look into the properties of straight beam. Just click on the icon, you get the property pane loaded on the right side. You can refer. In general, you have the name, profile, material, finish and class. You can anytime modify these properties. To draw a beam, select the beam icon and click on the model space. Press the start point and end point and click on the middle mouse button to finish the command. Now select the beam and you could modify the properties. Now I'm going to change the name to concrete beam. Now you could just press enter or click on the modify button. To change the profile, click on the three dots. You can either type in the values or double click on the profile to load one. After typing the values, click apply to apply the properties. For material, it is similar. You could either just click on the three dots and load one or type in the values. For class, you can just click on the drop down and choose the color, or you could type in the required class. After filling the properties, click on the modify button to apply the changes. Positions are used to rotate the member with respect to work points. So on plane, you could control to move left, right or middle based on the work points, or you can type in any values to move it further. In on rotation, you could rotate the member by choosing the drop down, or you could type in any degree of rotation to rotate it. At depth, you could just click the drop down to move up or down, or type in any values to move it further away from Z axis. After filling in the rotations, you could click on modify to apply the changes. Now let us look into end offsets. End offsets, when a value is given, it moves away from the work point. Like you could see the yellow dot is the start point and pink is the end point. When I give a value to the start points, based on the axis, it moves further away. Similarly, if I give a positive axis, based on the local axis, it's going to move in the positive direction of X or Y or Z. If I remove the values from the box, it moves to its original position. Now let me bring back to normal. Now let us look into converting a straight beam to a curved beam. Select the plane and click on the radius and type in the radius to create a straight beam to a curved beam. If I give positive values, it's going to go in the positive direction, negative values or negative direction. The number of segments is used to control the smoothness of the curve. The maximum limit is 59. Now if I want to change the plane to Y axis, select XZ plane and type in the radius and click modify to apply the changes. In deforming, any type in values to the wrapping causes a twist in the member. If I click on the start point and type in the values, it's going to twist the member in the start and the end point respectively. Cambring is used to create a curved member like a bend in a straight beam. If the values are higher, the bend is going to be in a much greater curve. Shortening is used to reduce the length of the beam. It does not cause any change in the model, but it affects the reports or the drawings taken. Thus, we can see the properties of the straight beam has been taught. Now, let us look into the drawing of poly beams. Select the icon and click on the start point, middle points and press middle mouse button to terminate the command. Now you have drawn the poly beams. Controlling its properties is similar to straight beams. Now let us look into controlling the nodes of poly beams. Select the beam and select the node. You have the node properties displayed on the right side. You can select the type of chamfer you require and click on the radius, if any known, to modify it. For example, here I have provided rounding and given a radius of 500 mm, causing it to a curved beam. Now let us look into drawing a spiral beam. Before that, let me create a view and explain in detail. Now I'm going to go to the views and create a temporary view with 2 points. Here I have two views. One is plan and an elevated views. Here I am going to choose the spiral beam and define its center point and radius. On the elevation, we can choose the height and click on middlemost button to create the beam. Thus, we have the spiral beam created. To modify its properties, select the spiral beam and you could control its properties on the property pane available on the right side. Thus, we have seen drawing a straight beam, poly beam and a curved beam. Thank you guys and see you at next session.